glad I could join you this afternoon. I think the lighting is going to be bright enough. It's been so rainy and dull around here. I haven't really been able to film. I don't have a film studio. I wanted to get with you though and show you how I made my Changing Seasons banner. And I wanted to show you I've got the fresh fallen leaves. When we make our next one, we're going to change the order because I've got the fresh fallen leaves, and then I've got the winter evergreen flannels, and then I've got the fall. Okay, so we're going to switch these two around when we make it, but I just wanted to show you that this was my inspiration, and I actually watched a different demonstrator do it on YouTube. Her name is Lisa Curcio, and she has Lisa's Stamp Studio. That's where you can find her at. So let's get started. I went ahead and I pre-cut a lot of stuff out. I cut our ribbon, and I've already glued the little loop here that we're going to need for the top. So we'll be ready for it. Never done this upside down, so bear with me. And then let's go ahead and start with this one. Now you're going to want a chipboard. A piece of chipboard, which I use the back of a cornflakes box because it doesn't have to be heavy chipboard. So for heavy, if it's not heavy, I just use cereal boxes. Recycle what I can. We're going to have a piece of apple green ribbon, and I've cut out some leaves from our Colorful Seasons. And I also cut out some leaves, cut out these two. I'm sorry. These are from set that Nancy has right now. I don't have it over here. So I think it's called, well, I can't remember. I'll put it down in the description box below. So let's get started. And all I did was I cut them both 4 by 4. My ribbon is 18 inches, and I folded about an inch over. Then I have 3 4 by 4 designer papers and 3 4 by 4 chipboards. And then I have the leaves for the one, and I have everything for this one already ready, and I have everything for this one ready except on this one I go ahead and I heat emboss some leaves from the blended seasons. So we'll do that together. I don't have that part done yet, but I have everything else cut out and ready to go on. Okay, so what I do is take my glue, and I am using the glue because you're going to want time to put it together right, and glue gives you time. If I would use a tape runner, it would instantly bond, and that's not what I want. I need time to kind of slip it around and get it straight so it covers the cardboard exactly, because they are the same size. So you want to make sure you can cover it the way you should. And then I just take my bone folder and run over it. No problem. And then these I'll just lay out. I started with the larger ones. To me, it seems like this is the stem and this is the tip. So that's what I'm going with the stems in. Lost a stem. And let's go with this one and this one. And then I put the smaller ones, trying not to get the same colors over, the same colors. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to take it apart again, and then I'm going to glue just the tips, just a dot. You don't need a whole lot. Let me show you what I'm doing. Just a dot. And I forgot I'm supposed to be doing this upside down. So just start making your circle. Oh, that's a lot of glue. But that's okay. It'll be covered. Let's just get a start on it. And then, not that one, this one. Again, the stem. I hope you can see me and I'm in frame. So this one's a little lower than the one on my prototype. As I can see, but it's okay. It'll all come out in the rain, which we've got plenty of. So trying not to go over the same colors with the same colors. And because I haven't been in Stampin' Up! Very long, I don't have a huge selection of colors. So I just did, the best I could do. I will have, eventually, my fingers are all sticky from the glue. I think that's helping. And I've also found that if you put too much glue on here, I don't think it sticks as well as if you're very frugal. And this one I'm going to just kind of stick in the middle, just to cover everything up. And then we'll take a glue dot, which I have learned to absolutely adore. I'm going to put it on the ribbon. Put it in the center. And this one's ready. So we'll lay it over here. We'll get our winter one ready with the evergreens and the plaid. Who doesn't wear plaid in the winter time? I do, and I'm in South Texas. Again, liquid glue. A 4x4 square. And if you find that you've actually made a mistake, cut it wrong, it's not level, like I can see the thing here, just want to take your snips and trim it up. It's no big deal. You really can't go wrong with these. There we go. Okay, and then my plaid, I actually took a brown paper sack and stamped it with the buffalo check stamp, which is a background stamp. I actually cut it in half, one for my prototype and one for this, and that's what I have. I just take my fingernail and kind of muss it up on the edges. You want it to look, I want it to look old. You may not want yours to. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to set it kind of askew. I don't need it exact. just going to glue it down wherever it feels right. What do you think? I'll see. Maybe the reason I had to trim the cardboard was because I have it a little over here on the top. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're going to carry on with it. And I'm going to get two more glue dots. I have some aluminum buttons that come in the holiday catalog. The buffalo stamp is in the holiday catalog. The paper, the pumpkin paper is actually Halloween paper. It's in the holiday catalog. Everything here, I believe, except this and the Colorful Season stamp, which we got these out of. I think everything else is in the holiday catalog. And if you need one, please leave a comment below and I will make sure you get one. Put it out in the mail to you. So that's our buttons. And then we're gonna just save a little room here. And we're gonna put a dot of glue. I didn't want these completely glued down. So I just put a little glue on the very top and kind of staggered them. Whoa, that's a lot of glue. And I think we can put this one right in that same glue and just hold them down for a minute. Now I didn't do this on the prototype, but since I really like bling, and since this is supposed to be the winter one, I think I'm going to take a couple of, excuse me just a minute, red rhinestones, also in the holiday catalog. And we'll just put a few on these berries. Give these berries some life. I think that looks good. Okay. Okay. And this card is done. See, it goes by really pretty quick. This is going to be the most time consuming only because we have to heat emboss. I've got my stamp ready right here, and I've got my Versamark and my copper heat embossing powder. Okay, and I've got my embossing buddy here somewhere. Who knows where I put it the last time I used it? Right here. Nope. My desk is like Grand Central Station around here because it's conveniently located right now. In a few months at least, hopefully, I'll have my own dedicated craft room again. So we're going to take this anti-static pillow and we're just going to go over the paper. I probably should have waited until I glued it, but this way I can get rid of the excess for sure. And again, I'm probably getting out of your sight. Come on. Boy. When I first glue, I'm pretty heavy-handed, huh? And I'm just going to take this and rub it in. It's not like I'm not sticky already. So let's get this box covered, this square covered. Okay, I'm pretty sure it probably went a different way because I'm kind of hanging off here, but I'm short here. So let me get rid of my gluey hands, and we'll just trim this one as well. And because it's a cornflake box and the paper's orange as well, guess what? It does not show up that much. All right, so let's get ready to heat emboss. I'll get my tool over here. Get the stamp good and juicy. I know I emboss a lot. I love it. I think it's fun, and I love the look of it. So let's go with this right here. Very good. Okay, I know you can't see that, but it's almost like tone on tone. Okay, and then I'm gonna get this. I saved a piece of the brown bag that I cut the thing out of, and we're going to just use it. And we'll pour embossing powder all over it. Voila. Pour this back in. And I always make a mess with this. It's always left on my, what do I do with the lid? Okay, I'll just have to be careful of it. It's always left on my, and if you get a little extra on it, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I brush it off. I have a paintbrush, but I don't want to get up and get it. I'm going to put just a little bit more on down here and up here. Okay, and as you can see, filled out very well. You don't want the little extras hanging around though, because any little powders that are left on it, believe me, they're going to heat emboss just like the rest of it. So let me pour that back in there, and we'll turn on our heat gun. Now this is kind of noisy, and again, like I told you in my last video, I'm fairly new to Stampin' Up, so everything I have is not Stamping Up. It will be, but not yet. think that doesn't get hot. It did get some little squigglies, but I think we're okay. What do y'all think? I think it's pretty good. I have some little extras here and here, but we'll get by. Now, and I found my lid. You'll be happy to know. So then, once we got that done, I went ahead and I took our leaves, and again, these leaves are from the Colorful Seasons stamp. Okay. The ivies that we use, the little evergreens, are from the Blended Seasons stamp, which is not available anymore. But I had to use it. We also have a punch that will work for it. And, oh, that's part of the Blended Seasons as well. Okay. Okay, so I did cut out 2 of the leaves that just left the vines, and then I cut one out full. So, keeping with the color scheme, I wanted some green, so I used our green glimmer paper. And then I'll pull up some gold glimmer paper with the skeleton leaf, which I think goes very well with the copper. Maybe it's copper paper. It goes very well with the copper embossing, like so. Okay, and then let's put one right here. Should be up here where you can see me. Okay. And then, also from our seasonal catalog, we have these little embellishments. You get stars and you get loops like I used on my prototype. And I'm going to place that right here, and I'm going to bend it just a little bit, and I'm going to use glue dots because that will hold it on, I think, better than anything else. So I'll put one here. Oops. Whoa. And we're going to put one here. And we're going to lay it actually right in here like so. And join it right up with those stems. And this one is done. So you can see even with the embossing, it does not take that long. So we're ready now to put it together. And what I did to put it together, I have glue. I honestly did not want to use glue. I have a fabric glue that I honestly didn't want to use. So I have some large somewhere glue dots. I probably moved them because Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them anymore. Mine are old. Oh well, let's use the small ones then. And we're just going to put one on a corner. On a corner. Oh, no. Let me roll these off because we don't want the corners. We're going down the middle. So we're going to go with one in the middle. And one in the middle. Well, that's easy. And one in the middle. And that's going to go on the tippy top. Now you're going to hang this on the loop. So you don't want to cover it right up to the top. I'm going to put it right about here. And put it down, make sure it's on those glue dots well. Make sure it's on the glue dots. Okay. Get these off my fingers. And then remember we're reversing them, so we're going to go with the fall leaves. And we're going to do the same thing. Glue dot in the middle. And oops. This one's in the middle all right, but it's in the middle of my thumb. Okay. And then one more in the middle. And this embossing, by the way, it's not going to come off. Even my boo-boos aren't coming off. Alrighty. Make sure that that is going to, yep, all those glue dots are in the middle. And then we've got one more, which will be our winter one. And let's get in the middle, and in the middle, and in the bottom middle. Okay, and we're going to go space it as evenly as you can, just eyeball it. You don't have to measure it. Make sure all the glue dots are attached. I'm still rubbing glue off of my finger. And then I took the bottom of my ribbon and I just folded it because it's not paper. It's not going to, tell anyone what I did. And I just made a banner cut, and voila. Here is our completed seasonal changing seasons banner. And here's the original. So we stayed pretty true to form. And I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you'll give it a try. And I will leave the description of what I used in the box below. So please join me next time. Hope you enjoyed it, and God bless.